Hi, I'm Blake Galton, and this is my banter about podcasts. There's an assumption that it's easy to make a podcast. No problem. Just buy a computer, buy a mic, and start talking, right? But pretty quickly, most organizations learn that just speaking into a mic doesn't necessarily make for a great podcast, or one that will attract listeners, or even that speaking into a mic is as easy as you thought it was going to be. That said, you might need help with a podcast if you've ever thought the following things. 1. I'm running out of things to talk about. We have trouble releasing shows consistently. Or our show doesn't really sound that good. I'll take these one at a time. I'm out of ideas. Help! Sometimes the way you talk about an idea can be paramount. Here are some ideas to keep your show fresh. Try taking an old show and putting a new spin on it. If you previously had a guest with one opinion or topic, have another one with a totally different one. Get crazy and have a competition on your show. Follow up with a guest to see how they're doing since your last show. New segments can also be fun, something like Featured Member of the Week, or some segment relevant to your industry, Ted's Tangerine Talk, or the Advocacy Minute. You're very close to your association and your own way of approaching things. Bring in an outside mind who can help you approach topics from a different angle. New ways of conveying information can keep listeners interested, even if you have several shows discussing the same thing. If you're still feeling stuck or out of good ideas, it's a professional producer's job to be creative and give listeners a reason to listen. Consider hiring one. We know a few. We have trouble releasing consistent shows. I see this with association podcasts all the time. Human beings are a creature of habit, and a consistent show is essential to building a loyal fan base. There is a reason that the 11 o'clock hour news starts at 11 o'clock every night. People expect it to be there and make a habit out of tuning in. They learn the hosts' names, they get to know their personalities. But making a show consistently can be challenging. One of the things we advise is to try to record shows in batches once a month for weekly shows. Attempt to get your releases ahead of schedule by a few weeks. That way you'll have time to recover if a guest flakes out. Then you're never scrambling last minute to try to get tomorrow's show out. But my show doesn't sound very good. This can be caused by a number of things, but here are the top 3. 1. Not having a good mic. But Blake, what's a good mic? I did an entire video on this on ways to pick out a mic. Go to humanfactor.net and look in the archives of Blake's Banter to find that. The second one, though, is not being on top of the mic. If you ever seen Rush Limbaugh, Howard Stern, or any other radio star in action, they have one thing in common. They're right on top of the mic. Don't be afraid to turn the mic gain down a bit and get right on top of it. It may seem like you're too close because it might be distorted or crackly. That's why you turn the gain down. Your audio tech should be able to fix that. If you don't have a tech, call the place where you purchased the audio system and ask them how to turn the gain down on the mic. 3. But we have a great mic and we're right on top of it. It still doesn't sound very good. If you have a good mic and you're right up close, it usually means you didn't put the studio magic into it. After you get the recording, you need to mix it. Balancing it with the music and getting multi-track audio to sound good can be a bit of an art. If you don't know what multi-track means, you may want to consider learning how to do it. Just Google multi-track recording and 10 million trips will come up. I have some tips in previous Blake's Banters about how to mix. Unfortunately, there's no silver bullet for making a show sound good. A lot of it comes down to experience. But in my 20 plus years of experience, here's some other things I've seen podcasters doing wrong. They only mix on headphones. Yes, you're mixing at your desk in an office environment, so you're just trying to be mindful of your neighbors. Many associations may not have a dedicated studio where they can edit, so they don't get to hear how the mix sounds on speakers. This could be the reason your podcast doesn't sound good as others. But think of it this way, would you publish a website without checking it on how it looks on a computer and a smartphone? So listen to your mix on both headphones and speakers if at all possible. Then compare it to your favorite sounding podcast. Keep noodling with the mix until it sounds close. In the car or on their smartphone headphones will be the 2 most common listening situations. The other thing is you can't mix on poor speakers. Your computer speakers just won't cut it. You need to hear everything. You want the sound to be as flat as possible. Both stereo speakers and computers color the sound, boosting certain frequencies to make it sound better. This is great for listening to a final product, but they're not for mixing on, and here's why. Your mix will be heard on all kinds of speakers and headphones, which may not have the same sound coloration as yours. Think of a TV store showing the same program on many different screens at the same time. They don't all look the same. Some have more instant blues, others have a brighter picture with less contrast. The same is true with a consumer speaker. You want a neutral sounding monitor speaker so your mix will sound its best on any system that you're using. Some name brands for quality studio monitors are Atom, Genelec, and KRK. In post-production work, Genelecs are the standard for the most part. They call these speakers truth tellers because you may not like what you hear when you first listen to your mix on them, but you want to be able to hear all those flaws so you can fix them. If you make a mix sound good on those speakers, it will sound good on anything. Bottom line, be patient with yourself. Mixing has a learning curve like anything else. It just takes time and effort to get good at it. For more information, tricks and tips, or articles and videos, go to humanfactor.net.